Are you a language learner that's actively working towards mastery in multiple languages one day? Or maybe you're just focusing on one language right now, but you're on your road to fluency? I have a question for you. It's definitely more of a controversial, subjective type of question, but I want to know if anybody else thinks about these things, as a language learner, and what your thoughts on it are. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nas, and here I speak all things language learning, where right now I'm documenting my road to fluency with Spanish. So if you want to learn and grow with me, then consider subscribing. Have you guys ever heard someone singing really well and thought, whoa, I could probably do the same thing, but it will definitely take months and months and months of vocal training and serious dedication and prayers? Or maybe you already sing really well and you don't necessarily need vocal training to learn how to sing, but more so just to guide you on your journey to being even better. Well, what about language learning? Do you guys honestly think that every single person who's aspiring to be a polyglot actually has what it takes and actually has the natural ability and talent to become a polyglot, or to just master even just one other language besides their native language? Or do you guys think that some persons are just truthfully naturally talented at learning languages and it doesn't take as much effort for them? I'm gonna give you guys my own personal backstory with Spanish, which I'm still on my journey, my road to fluency with it currently. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. Or do you guys honestly think that if we were all to put in the exact same effort, that we could all achieve the exact same result when it comes on to language learning? Let me know what you guys think. It's been really weighing on my mind, especially lately, because I've been reflecting on my own journey. And since grade 4, I've hated language learning. I didn't like Spanish, which is really funny because I'm super passionate about it, but it didn't start that way. I hated it. I didn't used to study for any of my tests or exams in Spanish. I was very rebellious, and quite a few of us in the class were too, because we were thinking, we already speak English. English is one of the top most spoken languages in the world. It's definitely in the top 3. So why do I need to dominate any other language? They can learn mine if they want to talk to me, right? So I was paying attention in class, but I didn't care about what we were doing, and I didn't expect to, continue it further or see any value in it at the time. And I was very young, so I didn't really see the value in how it could actually advance and enhance my future career, anything like that. So of course, I kept going at that for a while, and then in grade 6 I got a Spanish test. Again, did not study for it, but to my surprise I got a 93%, and I remember it to this day because I was like, for context, for the ones that I wasn't studying for before, I did poorly in the test because I did not study, I did not prepare for it. But in grade 6, for some reason, I did really well on this particular test. I got 93%. I was really proud of it. But then I was like, I didn't really give much effort into it and I got a good grade. Is that any kind of indicator that I am suddenly now good at Spanish and I should maybe give it my time of day? I don't know. But that actually began my quest to learn the language more. And when I got to high school in Jamaica, for some high schools, you're required to choose between French or Spanish at the beginning of high school that you want to learn throughout your tenure. And because I wasn't pre-exposed to French, only Spanish, I chose Spanish. And honestly, I started to genuinely like it. My older sister also was studying it. She was a couple years older than me. She'd always speak it to me, and eventually I started wanting to respond to her, and I thought that her competence in the language was inspiring and impressive, to say the least, because it's pretty cool knowing another language, to be very honest. So honestly, I started to take it a little bit more seriously. Of course, I was still fairly young and in high school doing other subjects too. So I definitely went through waves of motivation. But then by the time I got to grade 11 in the Caribbean, you have to do this big exam called the CSEC examinations. And I did really well for Spanish. I got a straight A profile and I placed 8th in my school for the subject. So again, I was like, whoa, maybe I am really good at this language. And honestly, I never found it hard to like reading the language. I still struggle with like certain aspects. For example, like listening comprehension was always one of the more challenging parts of learning a language for me personally, but like reading, oral practice, speaking the language always came a little bit more natural to me, and my sister too. So I don't know if it's because of all that like pre-exposure to the language from my sister, but like in classes, like our teacher would like come with handouts and would like volunteer to read, and I was always excited to volunteer because I knew I could read well in the language, and I was excited to show my teacher that I could. And I just didn't struggle with certain like pronunciation rules or common struggles that some of my classmates would struggle with. And so I was always wondering in the back of my head, am I just like naturally good at Spanish? Because mind you, it's not like I'm studying all that much. Of course, when I have an exam, I'm studying, but like generally speaking, certain things just kind of came naturally to me. And don't get me wrong, there is still a lot more I hope to achieve in Spanish, especially to achieve my ultimate goal of native level fluency, or as close as possible to that. Because sometimes I'll feel like I'm advancing really like a lot, and then I'll hear native speakers and I'm just like, yeah, okay, that completely went over my head. So definitely on my journey still, but I'm just curious. This is a video, guys, like that's it. I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you think? So please don't leave me hanging in the comments. Like definitely let me know what you think. Because I don't know, I think certain persons have it a little bit easier and more of a natural ability to learn languages and don't have to put in as much effort as others. I don't know, let's discuss it, and you will see me in my next video. Bye guys.